Alexa, start the car. This all started because I couldn't remember to remote start my car on cold days so that it would be warm when I went out there. The first idea I had was to say, hey Amazon, start the car. But that's the same issue. I have to remember to actually do that in order to start the car. There's no difference. My remote on my Toyota, you press down the lock button 3 times, and on that 3rd time, you hold it down for a few seconds and it starts the car. That got me thinking. Can I find a push-pull solenoid that can press down the button in a sequence to start the car for me? And could I figure out a way to automate that? So I started with a Raspberry Pi, just thinking, hey, I'll use the Raspberry Pi and I'll build off of that. Then I knew that I would need a push-pull solenoid, and then how do I actually control it? And then doing research, I found that I needed a relay. So these relays are super cheap. You can control them with GPIO pins. You just needed some type of power supply to deliver the power, and then we should be good to go. Or so I thought. So first off, I made a short about this, and people rightfully pointed out Raspberry Pi for this simple of a task is way overkill. And if you try to find a Raspberry Pi these days, they're like impossible to find, or they're 3 times the cost. So that got me thinking, okay, I've used ESP32 boards for other projects in the past. Can I just use one of those? And I was able to find that, sure enough, of course, the Home Assistant community has a way to pull in ESP32 boards. Now, I'm not gonna go heavy into Home Assistant. There are tens of thousands of videos, entire channels dedicated to home automation and getting started with Home Assistant. So I'm running Home Assistant on a Raspberry Pi that controls all kinds of stuff around my house. And I thought, all right, now I just want to automate an ESP32 board and a push-pull solenoid. That seemed simple enough. So now I just needed to build some type of frame. I don't have a 3D printer, and this is still kind of a proof of concept. I know this is going to be super ugly, but I built it out of wood and installed my push-pull solenoid. I wanted an easy tray, essentially, that I could slide my keys into, and it would line up the button and the solenoid perfectly so that then I could leave, go to sleep, and then have some type of automation that could start the car if I wanted to or if the rules were met. Surprisingly, the biggest hurdle that I ran into was programming the ESP32 board. After some Googling, I discovered there's a thing called ESPHome. It's an add-on for Home Assistant. I had a ton of trouble with this initially, but if you open Home Assistant, you go to settings and you go to add-ons. So you need to install ESPHome. So you just go to the add-on store, you type in ESPHome. Once you have ESPHome installed, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna scroll down a little bit and open Web UI. Now you're gonna see the ones that I already have installed here. If you don't already have your ESP32 flash with the right software, which you shouldn't, then go to Add New Device. And then the best success that I've found is opening the ESPHome web and then connecting this way via USB. You do that, hit connect, and then what you'll do is you'll set it up as new. That takes a while. You'll put in your Wi-Fi. That's gonna take a little bit of time. And then when you go back to Home Assistant, it should already be displaying it because it detected it on the network. And then you can hit adopt and take it through that process. Now that's essentially gonna give you just a blank ESP32 Home. Then you can go in and actually edit it. Well, that's great. Now I have the firmware flashed. I was able to follow some tutorials. All this stuff will be linked in the description as far as calling out the GPIO, the exact pin number that I wanted that could control the relay. But the issue that I had was it's not just a 1-for-1 where I flip the switch and then the solenoid pushes out and pulls back in. I needed a very specific sequence that solenoid needed to hit, and it needed to hit it every single time. What I didn't want to do was have an automation that was run by Home Assistant that was going to say push, pull, and then potentially those commands get messed up over the Wi-Fi before they get to the ESP32. I wanted it programmed into the ESP32 that every time you are activated, this is the sequence that you run. I know almost nothing there is to know about writing code or writing scripts, so I actually turned to ChatGPT. I gave it a prompt to write a script for ESPHome that would turn on and off a switch 3 times. And it actually did a phenomenal job. It spit out this script, a bunch of stuff, but I only used the script. And I was able to take that, put it into ESPHome, and tweak it a bit, but ChatGPT gave me a really good script. And essentially what I said was, anytime Home Assistant tries to toggle this switch, the ESP32, you need to run this script. And so the script just says, turn on for X amount of time, pause X amount of time, turn on for X amount of time, pause, turn on, same thing, 3 times, and then hold essentially for 4 seconds at the end to simulate that holding down that button. And it works. It actually starts the car. I definitely wanted to rip my hair out, just specifically in the coding portion and flashing ESPHome. But this seems like a super powerful tool. These ESP32 boards are incredibly cheap. You can get 3, typically between 15 and 20 US dollars. They have built-in Wi-Fi. And this seems like a great option for controlling relays, or I'm sure other people have amazing projects or things that they've done. But now my head is just kind of wondering like, hey, I have actual Z-Wave relays in my home that those things cost like $40 to buy those. Now you essentially could make one with one ESP32 board and one relay. So you're probably talking $15 tops for both of those things, plus maybe a power supply. I mean, super simple here that could control a lot of different things. But essentially what I'm doing now is I have an automation in Home Assistant, which is written to say, if it's below a certain temperature outside, so let's just say 50 degrees Fahrenheit, then in the morning at X time, so about 5:30 a.m., go ahead and toggle the ESP32 switch. So I don't have to remember, doesn't matter. While I'm getting ready in the morning, if it's cold enough outside, the switch would toggle, my car would start. It automatically shuts off after 10 minutes. I know there might be some questions about security and whatnot, but for my car, you actually have to unlock the vehicle, which kills the engine, get in and restart it. So I don't think there's a huge security concern. I think the only thing somebody could do is just start my car over and over and over and over again, which I should be able to hear, but I don't think I'm at risk. I know it is Wi-Fi based, which is not great, but I think from a security standpoint, I'm okay. Please let me know if you see otherwise. So links to all the tutorials and documentation and everything that I followed will be in the description below. I hope this video is helpful and inspires you to try some type of project with an ESP32 board. They are great for controlling LED lights using a program called WLED. I did a video on that, so go ahead and check that out as well. As always, thank you so much for watching Break It Yourself. Don't forget to thumbs me up, and we will see you next time.